Hi everyone, welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to episode number 35 of Visions, a series of live streams where every single episode I sit down with a different member of the 1/6 collecting community and discuss the past, the present, and the future of their collecting journey. This next man probably needs no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway. He has 66.6, the devil's number I believe, number of subscribers as of today. He's by far the biggest YouTube collector I've ever had in the channel. Production values are on point, creativity on point, and he is single-handedly manning the Get Us a Shazam campaign. Ryan, JEDHA Patrol, how you doing?
It's true. It's true. Shazam's going to happen at some point in the next 100 years.
If you have anything to do with it, I suspect absolutely. Okay, so
yeah, true.
Thank you very much for doing this. And like I said, I'm a big fan of your channel, and I'm sure there's people in the chat who are also the same.
Well, thank you.
So I'm going to really quickly address the chat before we get stuck in. So we have got Figurassic Park can't make it tonight. We have Figman looking forward to this. Thalia Meyer. William Owens looking forward to as well. Shiny. One of the most sarcastic but hilarious people in the community. We've got Martin G, Insane One. We have Ryan. We have yourself. Another two Ryans, back-to-back Ryan. Snap. We've got Renz Talentino, X-Man Supreme. Connor, DK, The Empire Strikes Again. We might share a pint with this man in Star Wars Celebration in London. Philip the Fool. Sofa Lam, and then we have Trevor 16 Shooter, Checkmate, KS, and we have Keith the 6-scale Padawan, a fellow Irishman. All right, just before we get stuck into this, we're just going to very quickly go through a few new videos on the channel and upcoming live stream stuff like that, and get stuck in. So yeah, ever since monetization, I'm dedicating money raised on the channel from August 1st to New Year's Eve to charity. So thank you very much to anyone who's super chatted so far and all that stuff. That is now done. That money will be donated to the Temple Street Children's Hospital here in Dublin. It's our National Children's Hospital. As soon as YouTube pay out on the 21st, then I can gather it up. So massive thank you to all the generosity out there. That is now done. So anything I get now, I'm going to keep and reinvest back into the channel. This is just a live stream that outlines an experience I had recently with T-Dubs. And this is an update. I've cancelled my order. I've got a full refund. Problem solved. And that's the end of that! Exclamation point. A review on the Mark 1. Spoiler alert. I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We can get started with JEDHA here and Ryan. So we're going to start off in the past. I'm going to give you a few prompt questions, but you can take this in any direction you want, but just a kind of few scaffold questions that you may or may not choose to use. Like, how did you first get into collecting in general? What was your first hot toy? Were you collecting anything at the time? Who did you get it from? How did you react to that price tag? And did you think, okay, like, this is a one and done for me? Or did you know, oh no, can open worms everywhere, take in whatever direction you want? How did you get started? And we will listen.
Wow. That's like 12 questions.
It is. You can. They're just like inspirational, thought provoker prods. You can take it in whatever direction you want. You do not have to answer all those questions. You get the gist of it. You get the gist.
Yeah. So no, I haven't always been a collector for the simple fact that we haven't always had money. So that was a thing. Like growing up, we had no money. Like it was, you did what you could. You had food, right? We got, my dad was successful later and started doing some things. I went to college. I got a job after that, started making some money and got married. And eventually I got into photography. So I got into photography and I was shooting portraits. So I was shooting actresses and actors and headshots and models and fashion and just photography, just street fashion type stuff. So I dove into photography for a good while. I mean, a good while. And that was pretty much my life for a good minute, for a good few years. So I spent a lot of time in learning editing, lighting, cameras, all that kind of stuff. Well, I got busy to where I didn't have time to go out and photograph people as much as I wanted to, or actresses or whatever. Life got busy. And so I was looking for something else that I didn't have to worry about anybody else coordinating with. And So I was looking for something to photograph, found Hot Toys, and they were super realistic. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Let's do that. Didn't know how much they were. Had no clue.
The bad news hadn't arrived yet.
Yeah, no, the bad news hadn't arrived yet. So I started looking at those, and then I found one. There was the first one I ever pre-ordered was actually K2SO, because that was right after Rogue One came out in 2016. That was the first hot toy I like put money on. The first one I ever bought in hand was at a local comic shop, and it was the Ray and BB-8 combo, and I paid full price for that boy, plus the taxes and all. That was a sting. That one hurt. That one hurt. I think it was like $300 and some odd dollars for that one, whatever it was.
It's a big chunk of change.
It was a huge chunk of change. Huge chunk. Because like the previous collectible item, I bought some Funko Pops in the past at that point as well. And they're $10, whatever. That wasn't any money. But $300 on a single action figure, I thought for sure my wife was just gonna, beat me over the head with a frying pan or something. But honestly, she didn't really care. So that was good. Or bad. I'm not sure how that worked. So I ended up with that. And then once I got that one in hand, it was over. It was game over. That was it. So it was slippery slope down there. So yeah, I started ordering Stormtroopers and just Iron Man. Or I think the first Iron Man I had was the Mark 46. Or I had a Vader. I had the original Civil War cap, and I had all that stuff, right? And so I bought them to photograph. That's why I bought them. And I was collecting those because at the time my YouTube channel was for Funko Pops, and I didn't have any Hot Toys on the channel. It was just all Funko Pops, right? And I just got burnt out with the Funko Pop collecting, just the whole scene. I just didn't. I was done with it. And I was sitting here going to myself, how the hell do I transition my YouTube channel from something I no longer like to something I do like? And it took me about 3 months of like a transition, because if you go cold turkey, then everybody leaves. You're done, right? It's over with. So it took me about 3 months of strategic video work to kind of transition to Hot Toys, and then after that, I was just buying them all. That's just how it worked. Here we are. Now I have way more than anybody needs. So
that's interesting.
I'm not sure how that answers all of those questions, but somewhere.
No, that pretty much sums it up. So you originally you were collecting Funko Pops and you had a channel for that, and then you were more excited about the Hot Toys and you made the transition.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You can pose them. They're more realistic. They're they're just more interactive, I guess is what.
Absolutely. Just you have some supporters in the chat. Just gonna address some of these questions here. Super excited. JEDHA was a huge help to me getting into the 1/6 scale hobby. Good stuff. Thank you for that, Brandon Salad. Checkmate says, JEDHA has inspired me so many times with my poses. I'm going to say straight out, I rob some of your poses and I don't replicate them very well.
I borrow other ones, so it's fine.
Yeah.
By all means, go for it.
Yeah, no, that's and I agree with this guy here, or girl, or whoever they are, especially his Spider-Man collection, how he had the Affleck sculpt on his Nightmare Batman. We have got Peter. How are you doing, Triple G Comics? Evening all. Love JEDHA. One of the channels that got me into 1/6 scale collecting. You were very responsible for a lot of these people in debt, by all means.
That's why it's hashtag blame JEDHA. It's my fault.
Yeah, I did a video recently, and it was like a shit collector save video, and so it was like, hashtag blame JEDHA, hashtag blame Justin, hashtag blame T-Dubs, like hashtag gonna blame yourself. You put the hand in the pocket.
That's what I keep telling people. That's not my fault.
It's always your fault, man. It's always your fault.
One of my admins, Medic, he's the one that actually came up with that years ago, and I stole it from him, and so he probably expects royalties off of it or something. But
yeah, it's a thing now.
I gave him some JEDHA points. They're worth nothing.
Get those t-shirts printed up, man. Yeah. So Checkmate again. You also inspired me with figures to buy, and I hunted to get a HyperX mic because yours is amazing. I think he's talking about this one here.
Cool.
Not sure. I think they sacrifice audio quality for the fancy glowy lights. I'm a bit of a pigeon, I think, but yeah. So that's where
it's just fine. There's no issue with that.
Yeah. All right, so I believe before we go on any further, I do think it's important to address a few things. So 1 of 5, the first focus question, we're going to keep it really exciting. So um, in terms of figures you have on pre-order, and maybe if you don't have them on pre-order, basically 3 figures that are coming out this year in 2023. They're due or slated to drop. We'll just pretend that Hot Toys are on schedule the whole time. Or it doesn't even have to be Hot Toys, it can be 6 scale. What 3 items, if you could snap your fingers and Thanos bring them right in here at the end of this live stream or right now, you could have any 3 that haven't been released yet, which 3 would you pick?
Ouch. Because there's like 100 out there, right?
Yeah.
that are and that's just Hot Toys. Not even talking about the other ones, but that's just Hot Toys. I would say Mando Ahsoka for sure. That one's way up there.
Nice. Because
as much as I love the Clone Wars one, it was a little bit of a letdown after the time goes on. A little bit of a letdown on that one. And I think the Mando one's going to be just next level. So that one's one. I got 2 more, huh? So Diecast Mark 1.
Nice. Good choice.
Yeah. Definitely that one. So that's 1 Star Wars, 1 Marvel. Definitely not King Shark. That's not it.
Not a lot of people I'm seeing are too excited for King Shark.
I mean, they use like 30 blogger photos to show like it doesn't move.
One would have done the job.
One would have been that. Tucker's agreeing with me. The third one would have to be, I would say Mando Luke, but I've already got a bunch of Luke Skywalker, so not that one. Man, that's tough. Any other clones coming out? Yeah, I don't know what the third one would be. Oh, I'll go third party. So Toys Rogue.
I see.
Yeah.
That's the one when they kind of dropped all the silhouettes and then gradually started unveiling who they were. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are excited about that one as well.
Yeah.
We have a question for you actually from Empire Strikes Again, and it was like, what was your draw to clone troopers? Like what kind of like you're a trooper collector. I'm a trooper collector too. Like, what was your draw? Why did you do that?
I am a trooper collector, and my dogs are barking because my wife's out there playing with her goats. I don't know if you can hear them, but they're over there. Just love Star Wars, always have. Clone Wars, the animated series Clone Wars really took it up a notch when the clones, you got to see the personalities of the clones, and then it got to be where you can't have one soldier by himself unless he's Chuck Norris. Like that would work. But if you're going to have him by himself, you got to have a battalion of them. You got to have a bunch of them. So Clone Wars animated series definitely number 1 because Clone Wars show filled in tons of gaps that were left in the films. From episode 3 to episode 4, they filled in a ton of gaps. So I'll say that. And honestly, I just like posing them. I just think they look awesome in general. So I just enjoy them because I have a pile of the 501st. I think I've got 8 of the updated white, whatever they're calling them, the deluxe, whatever they're just calling them clone troopers. I think I got 8 of those coming. And now I've got a 3D resin printer, so I'm just printing my own. So I'm army building the hell out of these things. So
cool stuff.
Yeah.
So it can work out a bit cheaper as well. I think you get a lot of printing for the resin as well.
Oh yeah, I can build a figure really cheap. I'm not very good at painting just yet, but 2023, I'm gonna get better at that. So
it's gonna be your year. Be your year.
Yeah.
Shiny again, one of the most hilarious and yet sarcastic. Tucker's making some excellent points.
He is. He's going. Give me some freaking food. But
yeah. Knights of Ren. I'm still waiting for the season 3-4 brown outfit Ahsoka. Who knows? They seem to be going deep into that Clone Wars line. They gave us that General Kenobi eventually. So, all right. So before we move on to the present, I'm just going to ask you one more. Okay, all right. So the second of 5. Go to the list. Sorry. Okay,
that's okay.
So, right. So in terms of posing, like, look, I know like you have a bunch of figures and it's very hard to narrow this down. So I'm not going to ask you to pick any one, but like in terms of like which figure or figures do you enjoy posing the most? Which one you're like, this is a lot of fun to pose. You can do so much with it.
Oh, it's got to be Spider-Man. Any Spider-Man. Any Spider-Man. All of them. They're all fantastic. I can't. Other than the 2020 tech suit, that one's because it's got a battery thing in the chest. But Spider-Man in general, I just freaking love them, all of them. So that's why I have way more than anybody needs. Yeah, so I'd say Spider-Man. Clone Troopers are fun, but Spider-Man, specifically, even last year's Into the Spider-Verse Miles Morales, like that figure is just next level amazing. Yeah, Spider-Man all day long. And another reason for that is because there is unlimited source material for Spider-Man. Unlimited. I mean, you just type in comic book Spider-Man and you can go on Google Images and you can find, you know, pages, panels of Spider-Man, or you can just go to the comic shop. You can buy. I mean, it's unlimited. There's, I don't know, 1,000 Spider-Man statues if you need an idea. There's artwork. There's TV show. I mean, it's unlimited. Unlimited.
Gotcha. So it's the type of figure that kind of has to be posed like, and there's unlimited source material. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Collector number 1, same for me. Jedi Clone Wars brought me deeper into Star Wars, and I'm all in on the Clone Wars line. Good stuff. We've got Checkmate again. The photography background I find very interesting as what drew me to your channel, Jedi. So is most reviewers always have bright lights and looks glossy, while you get a kind of a real feel for the figure in your views. Yeah, the lighting, I noticed, like the way you play with light and stuff like that, you put a lot of effort into showcasing the figures, and that's definitely comes through and appreciated. Like, so excellent stuff. So we're going to go into sort of present. In terms of present, I'm just going to throw out a few questions there. You don't have to answer them all, just kind of give you an idea of what we're on about. So like right now, like, you know, do you have any idea, like, say, how many 6-scale figures you have? Do you collect vehicles? Do you collect, you mentioned third party. Is there any statues? Is that like a thing? Or like, so where are you at right now with your collecting, and how are you choosing to display?
I don't know how many I have. Honestly, we moved.
You've gone too far.
Well, no, we moved in July. We moved out to this house in July. So we're still literally, if you saw the other side of this camera, there's literally boxes of, it looks like a freaking Indiana Jones warehouse. It's insane. I just haven't had time to unbox them. They got them in the storage building and garage attics, and just they're everywhere. So I don't know how many I have. Honestly, I don't know the answer to that, but I would say a few hundred-ish, you know, 200, 300, 400, something. I don't know, somewhere around there. I really don't know, because I have some here. I also have some at my work office that I displayed, so I have overflow. Statues-wise, I have more statues than I need. I probably have 20-ish quarter-scale statues, somewhere in that ballpark. 5th-scale statues, and yeah, more statues than I need. And a lot of those are probably going to end up back in storage just because I want the space for more 6-scale stuff. So that'll probably happen. Vehicles-wise, I just got the Jazz Inc. 66 Batmobile. I just got that. So
nice.
That's the largest piece in the collection because it is.
This thing is a beast.
I had no idea it was going to be that large.
Yeah.
I had no idea. But it's beautiful. So that,
and you've got the 66 Batman and Robin, don't you, as well?
Yeah. I've had those I got those a year ago or a year and a half ago, and never even took them out of the box until the vehicle really arrived. So yeah. Yep.
So that's where you're at the moment.
That's where I'm at.
100 or 200 6-scale figures. You've some vekels and
something.
Do you actually like? Do you have like the Batpod or the tumbler or any of that, or?
No. No tumbler. I may pick it up, but knowing how large the 66 Batmobile I just got is, I'm like, do I need more vehicles? That's a lot of space.
Yeah,
it's a lot. I've got Ray's Speeder from Jazz Inc. I've got Falcon Cockpit. What else? I mean, they're all the Clone Wars vehicles they're dropping. Like it's insane, man. It's insane. Vehicles are dangerous.
They're big pieces. I can't just. I just can't. I kind of like don't want to buy anything unless I can actually display it. And if I click the pre-order button, I already have an idea of how I want to display it. And but if I get the tumbler, where's it going to sit? Like here on this desk? This room is not that big. Like there's nowhere to go.
Well, I have like the Joker 2-pack coming, right? The rooted one that you were
never heard of it earlier.
And never heard of it. Yeah, I've got that coming.
Never heard of it. What are you on about?
I don't know where it's going to go. It just looked amazing, and I said, "Screw it, let's get it." I don't know where it's going to
Yeah.
go. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't. I think the skeptics are clutching at straws at this stage, man, because that piece just looks great. Like
It does.
It's
You
wow.
cannot deny it. You
No.
can, but you really don't have any basis to deny it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it
So-
looks great. And the Aragorn actually, God, like I'd nearly say, as in, I'm not I'm not Lord of the Rings collector. I love the movies and all, but I'm not going to get the Aragorn. But I have to double take it every time. Like it just looks like a movie still.
Pretty good, right? Yeah.
That's nearly even more impressive because the Joker, at least you can kind of cover up the likeness with a bit of, makeup and stuff like that. And I understand if the underlying sculpt isn't like Heath Ledger, it's not going to look like the Joker. But the Aragorn, it just looks like a movie still. It's
quite
just
fantastic.
really, really impressive. Like,
And now that they've
Yeah,
we don't
it
know.
is,
Mine's not
absolutely.
here yet, so we'll see in the next week or so. But when it arrives, if they have nailed the Joker the way I think they have, it's game over. It's going to be crazy. So I just hope they do some other stuff that I don't already own. That would be nice, but we'll see.
yeah, I think they're playing it safe at the moment. They've got
100%.
their
100%.
popular characters from successful franchises, Lord of the Rings, The Dark Knight. I suppose, Pennywise. I think Pennywise actually was it the biggest grossing R-rated film or something like that.
I
I
don't
believe
know.
It
Never
definitely
seen
has
it.
Some sort of
We'll never see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
has some
I don't
sort of
do
accolade
I
there.
don't do scary movies. Just not my thing.
Not a fan.
No.
Really quickly, just want to address some of these chats. So thanks very much for the $5 super chat, Rockaman Chris. Does anyone ever feel dirty after buying? I'm going to move swiftly on for that one, but I watched the
Oh, my
stream and you'll
goodness.
get the.
I'm
I'm going to
gonna-
move on from that.
I'm gonna
thank
deal
you.
with
Thank
Tucker
you.
for a second. I'll be right back.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. I'll address these chats. Thanks very much, Rockaman Chris. But if you want to watch my latest stream there, the one before this, kind of sum it up. But thank you very much. So great stream with JEDHA. What was the shiny JEDHA stole my super original idea to 3D print troopers versions of the Avengers. We've got William Owens. JEDHA is a great inspiration to the 6th scale community. We have Empire Strikes asking how is T-Pain? Copper says, if it's not two of my favorite 1/6 YouTubers, thank you. I bet you say that's all the YouTubers. Cam's Collection, how are you, Cam? Haven't seen you in 3-4 hours. I hope you're doing well. That's a heck of a collection, absolutely. William Owens trying to enable JEDHA by saying he needs a snowspeeder. X-Man Supreme, Jazzing makes amazing stuff. Knights of Ren, a 1/6 trash compactor from Star Wars would be a nice piece to go to Stormtrooper Luke and Han. That'd be kind of a cool call. That'd be something that possibly Jazz Inc. might actually do. I thought it was cool the way, at some point, I think it was in the Book of Boba Fett. Was it the Book of Boba Fett they were messing around with the Fast and the Furious N1 Starfighter? And there was some like long piece, and I believe it was like the piece from A New Hope. I thought that was a nice touch. Have I imagined that, or please let me know if I've got that right or something. So I think the thing that they used to stop the trash compactor, well, they were attempting to stop the trash compactor closing in on them. I believe that kind of cylinder metal piece showed up in the Book of Boba around the time they're working on the N1. Regards to your 66 Batman and Robin, isn't it funny when you get a final edition that just completes the set, i.e. the car? I've always wanted the 89 Batman, being obsessed with Keaton Batman statues. Yeah, it must be nice to. Have you actually unboxed the 66 yet and put the two boys next to it?
Yeah. It's quite fantastic, honestly. But it is humongous. It's quite size. Unless you see it in person, it's huge.
Yeah,
but, they
I
look
got
great.
I saw. I didn't get it obviously, but I saw. I think it was Robert Meyer Burnett just holding it. It was like it was just a giant.
Yeah.
Like, is it like heavy as well?
20-ish pounds, 25 pounds. It's pretty heavy. I mean, it's solid. It is solid piece. But the paint application is just, he nailed it. He nailed it. If you missed out on that, I'm sorry. He may still have a few. I don't know, but it's once that thing's gone, like gone, and he doesn't have any reserve, and they're all shipped. It's gonna be It's going to be double value, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those things. It does look spectacular. 1,000 more to go on my Jazz Inc. Batwing.
I'm definitely not getting that. That thing is humongous. No,
yeah, I obsessed about that for too long, and eventually kind of went, "Why are you looking at this? You have nowhere to put this. Like, just let it go."
That's the problem.
Yeah, let it go. I just had to have that bit of discipline there, but yeah, the new Jedi collection tour is gonna be sick. I watched your old one. I really liked the way they had the room. I think it's the same one you're in now. You had the walls painted black, I think.
No.
And you have the
That's my old house. Now, I literally finished that room and recorded that video.
Oh God!
And then a month later, we ended up deciding to move.
Ah, right. Because I really liked that setup.
I did too.
There was I think it was you, Roy Visser, the Graham, the Jedi Knights Watch were definitely kind of inspired my setup there with the grid. What you did, I was yeah, that's clean. That's. And the Luke lights definitely got the inspiration from yourself. I tend not to use stands anyway. I think I saw how Graham was rising up his details, just picking and choosing. And Roy Visser was always saying, he's on a Scavengers, saying that if you want to keep one figure per shelf and then you got twice the amount of figures, you can always rotate and stuff like that. So it was, pick and choosing different ideas from people. But yeah, definitely really liked what you did with the grid.
I like it. Yeah, I wish I could still have that room, but I don't. The room I'm in now is larger than that one. It's about maybe 50% larger. It's pretty good. It's about 1,000 square feet for my collection room. So it's decent size, but I've got custom cabinets that I've been working on, and eventually I'll be done. I was hoping to have a video out by Christmas, but there's no way that's happening, obviously. Maybe next Christmas, but yeah, I'm too much of a perfectionist to release something that just looks average. So
yeah, it takes time, and definitely the collection tours. Like I know, like a lot of collectors, I like watching collecting tours. It's just nice seeing how people pose their figures, get inspiration, or even things you do with even you do some wall mounted stuff as well, don't you?
Sometimes,
that's pretty cool, and just the little hacks that people do that look kind of clean and well presented. It's just that great way to find that inspiration. But there was one actually thing. There was one thing I really liked actually. There was a collection tour that you did, and I think at the time you were using those shelves. I think you said you got them from a shop that was closing down or something. Really long, clean kind of glass shelves.
Yeah.
They were nice, and then you wanted to display the Hulkbuster's arm, and you're like, how am I going to display this? You had Rocket pulling it with a chain because he's like a weapon. I thought, those little things, those clever little things. I love seeing stuff like that, because a lot of people would just maybe put it next to it or put it on him or whatever. But I thought that was
I stole a chain out of my wife's box of stuff, and I was like, hey, I need that, and I just stole it.
Yoink. Gotcha.
Right. The glass cases, they're gone. I still own them, but I'm not using them, so you won't see them again. In fact, I gave a lot of that to my buddy Kent. But yeah, I wanted to do something completely different in this room. They are not black walls. They're not, it's completely different than the last one. So we'll see how the new one ends up. Have to stay tuned.
Excellent. Looking forward to it. Keith from Ireland, what is JEDHA hoping for in the upcoming Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary announcement? What's on top of his wish list? Given any thought to that?
Yeah, I have. I'll have a video out on that at some point when things slow down.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. I think everybody wants a Vader with the unhelmeted sculpt that we got on quarter scale. They just need to shrink it down to 6 scale. I think everybody and their mother wants that one. And I think we'll get that one because it's just easy money for them. I think we'll end up getting that. Outside of that, a Han Solo, that would be, we just need another Han. Another Han and Chewie would be great. So
Andor
we can get
trench
that.
coat.
Trench coat, just like a deluxe DX figure with the switch outs and the whole. Just give it. We need that.
Yeah.
I don't really care if we get another Leia. There's a.
That Bouche Leia is coming though. That's probably the obvious one to do.
Yeah, I mean they're not going to do a Jabba. That ain't going to happen because the other people make them. But yeah, I'd say probably the Vader. Maybe a ceremonial burial, a ceremonial pyre Vader, like diorama, right?
A ceremonial, pardon?
Fire. You know, with the fire at the end of the
Oh,
film.
right. Yeah, gotcha.
With smoke effects.
Get the dry ice machine out. All right. So, Rockman Chris, again, thank you very much for $20. Just an idea. OG Superman with a strong wire behind him, holding the 66 Batmobile over his head with the dynamic duo inside. Someone please do this. You're just like one little wire snap away from a bad day, but thank you very much for the $20 super
I like
chat.
the idea.
Yeah.
It would take some serious thought.
Balls.
To make that happen. Yeah, because I would not want to damage the paint on that vehicle. It is too good.
No. Checkmate says, pardon, do both of your tastes change in regards to collecting certain Hot Toys line, or do you both have any regrets of figures you may have sold for something new? So I was talking about like buyer's remorse or buyer's regret, seller's remorse, or
there's
like
always
that,
buyer's remorse. There's always that.
Yeah.
But you
That's
can't
the thing.
avoid that. Seller's remorse, not so much.
When you're done, you're done.
No, it's just if you decided to sell something, you did it for a reason, whatever that reason was. And in this collecting community, you could always get it back. Always.
Yeah, these days, yeah, definitely.
There is no. There's no like. I made a comment on my Facebook group a couple weeks ago that there's no such thing as a grail. And for me, that's 100% true. 100% true. Because if you want it, you can get it. It exists. Now, you might have to pay a little bit more for it, or you might pay whatever. But it's not like you can't, if you want a figure that it's not out there for purchase. It just doesn't, that figure doesn't exist. So, yeah, I don't regret selling things for space reasons or whatever else. I don't regret any of that. The ones I regret buying are often just my vision of the collection changes. It just, just like anybody else, it changes. So, yeah. So, for example, Rocket and I've got Nebula and Gamora. I sold them off. I'm like, okay, time to move on, down the road. So, stuff like that.
You got out of the Guardians.
I'm out of the Guardians, and the new film will not sway me in the least. Just saying.
Someone's gifting that, and Bob Dylan probably pop up and gift that or something.
That's fine.
Like, so would you you wouldn't have any interest in? I'm not into. I love the two Guardians films, and I just.
Oh, I love the films. No
If
question.
someone had explained to me, you're going to see this film, and there's some human, there's a big blue guy with tattoos, there's a talking tree, there's a girl with antennas, oh yeah, and there's a little kind of raccoon thing that talks. I'd be like, you're not really selling it to me. But James Gunn is kind of like a way of taking these eclectic groups of people that shouldn't work together, but then making you really like them. But I never got into the collecting of them, but I do like that mantis, and I like the Christmas theme, and
The mantis.
it's more like a Christmas decoration.
I
I like it.
I can't do that, man. That's a pass for me.
Yeah.
But I'm glad she's coming out to finally complete a team after 7 years.
Yeah. You could take off all the stuff, and if people want to complete the Guardians line, they could absolutely do that. I've been saying that if partners or wives don't want figures in the main room, at least then you might get a month out of it, Christmas decoration. But
there you go. Yeah, you're gonna get the Christmas. The holiday special Groot or whatever that was, or is it?
Yeah, you could.
That was a strange issue too.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a Groot from a 9-minute show, but there's no Andor.
Yeah, and
Crimes.
Andor was
Crimes.
some of the best TV I've seen in months. It's just
We'll eventually get it, but what's the wait?
Andor and that's it, Stellan Skarsgård, just those two. But that was a good show. So you were a fan, yeah?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it was great.
Thought it was a great show. Yeah, nice
Great.
slow burner.
It's funny because some of my
Great
favorite Star Wars content doesn't involve Jedi. We got Rogue One, favorite Star Wars film. And then Andor, as far as the series goes, Andor is fantastic. And Mando really didn't have any Jedi in it until way down the line.
Yeah.
So yeah, crazy.
And even then, they did it right. They set it up right.
Yeah.
But random question. Copper, I believe, is actually Irish too. So need to ask. The Late Show is a show that's on Friday nights, like a chat show on Friday nights in Ireland. It's not good, but they every time it's kind of like we have this a host and they bring on these celebrities, and like once a year they might get someone who's actually worth listening to. But they always ask them, "Do you have any Irish roots?" So Copper wants to know, "Do you have any Irish roots?"
Yeah. So way back when, my family is Welsh. So
all right, gotcha.
Way back when.
So you're that'd be not too far from us, just across the water then.
Yeah, not too far. But I am the I'm the only. Let's see. There's not many people in my family that have red hair. There's not many. I just got lucky. So there you go.
Right. Like every second person over here has red hair. So okay, so we're going to move on to the future, but before we do that, I just want to ask you a few questions. So, what do we got? Okay, so in terms of like, all right, so you obviously are a collector. You're a 1/6 content creator, YouTuber, whatever you want to call it.
Content creator.
So obviously, yeah, content creator. I don't like the term influencer, but like a fair term.
It's a. I mean, look at the chat. It is what it is. So
yeah,
we've influenced.
You're a full-time enabler.
Yeah.
So like in terms of like you, I'm guessing follow some other 1/6 content creators. What makes you click the subscribe button? Because there's so many and everyone has different styles and different levels of production and different levels of experience. Like what makes you go, I'm going to subscribe to this, I'm going to come back? Like is there anything like that you look for that would entice you to click that subscribe button?
Yeah, if they make content that's non-live stream, and like that's a consistent thing of they're taking the time to put in the energy and effort to set up, unbox, record, pose, edit, all this. They put in the effort to do that. Then I will typically come back and check it out.
Gotcha.
Because I know how much work that takes, and I can appreciate it when it's done well. So I do that. That's typically what I do. If they're good at posing, I will absolutely watch that because everybody needs a good pose. That's the thing. Production value is important to me. So if they take the time to put in the effort to learn and put forth the effort to make things sound good, look good, I'm in.
Good stuff. Solid points. Excellent. This one's kind of like this next stage is a bit the future. It's one that a lot of people like. It's weird. I've had people kind of get stumped on it, and then other people just straight away going definitely like. But before we talk about the future of your collecting, I do have a few questions, but just a really simple one. Like, do you still see yourself collecting in 5 years' time? I know you don't know, but your gut.
I have no plans on stopping. So yeah, I have no plans. I don't see an end in sight, and I don't think Howard Chan sees an end in sight for his producing them. So I'm going to say yes. And even if Howard Chan stops making them, clearly there's other people making them, so we're good. I think we're in good shape.
It's true. Okay. So I'd imagine there's no point in me asking the same question with 10 years, but I'll just skip right through the like some people who have had on this before, they were saying they were always collectors. Some people collect shoes, they're in the sneaker game. Some people are collecting coins. Some people collect the 3 3/4 inch or model cars or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of them were saying in some capacity, maybe not as maybe with the capacity you're in now, but in some capacity, do you see yourself for the rest of your life collecting? That's a harder question to answer because who knows what's going to happen, but gut feeling, knowing yourself.
I'll collect something always.
Mm-hmm.
Always. And whether it's statues or whether it's cars or whether it's firearms or whether it's animals or whatever. It's got goats, so man, we'll collect goats. I don't know.
I saw that.
There will always be something to collect. Always. Probably the next thing I'll probably get into collecting if there was a transition. In addition to 6-scale collecting, it would probably be cars. That'd probably be the next thing. Yeah.
You're into your vehicles then?
I like
one-to-one scale real vehicles.
One-to-one scale.
Yeah.
One-to-one scale. Yeah. So that would probably be the next thing. Some hot rods and some even higher end performance cars, stuff like that.
Nice. Cool. Good stuff. Okay, so this
you're gonna give me that sound, man.
Yeah. That's the whole point. Gotta like wake these people up. All right, so this one is like, I'm obviously relatively new to the content creating business, and it kind of blows my mind that, like, I know like things when you type them can be lost in translation. So I always really appreciate when people comment on my videos. Well, people, if anyone watches the videos or like the videos, is appreciated. And if they comment and go the extra mile, that's great. And it's great when someone says, "Oh, I really enjoyed the video. Thank you," because they've gone out of their day to, just write the comment. It might have taken 30 seconds, might have taken you the video an hour to make it, but they've still shown appreciation. That's great.
Yep.
And what I even appreciate sometimes even more is when someone says, "I completely disagree. I think the heads up's perfect."
Right.
But thank you for making the content. They know that they're writing something on the internet, and essentially they're hiding behind a name, so I don't know who they are really. You might know they could be called like the Pig's Back or whatever. But they go to the effort of saying, "I'm not being aggressive or rude. I just disagree." And I love that, because it's art and it's subjective, and we can't always agree.
That's right.
But then sometimes you get these comments, and this person sat down for some reason they don't like it, and they sat down going, "I want to annoy this guy," which doesn't really happen that often, but I'm fairly quick and easy with the block button. Sometimes I'll like write back to them, and sometimes I go, "Come on, man, that's not the way it is." And then I realize after one or two comments going, "This is time in my life I'm not getting back," and I'll block. Like, how do you deal with straight up negative, salty comments?
Yeah. If it's as simple, I disagree with you, I don't care about that.
Of course not. Of course not.
I don't care. Personal attacks on me or my family, instant block. Done. Yeah. I don't even get it with a second thought. It's just, you're out of here.
Bye.
I literally zero thought. It's just see, gone, you're out of here, and that's all of them. Whether it's in the Facebook group or the Instagram or YouTube, whatever, I spend zero time on that. And I don't mind a troll. I can appreciate a troll. I don't mind that. But when they're just freaking like somebody pissed in their Cheerios or something, then I'm out.
Fair enough. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I think the block button is there for a reason. Do you know?
That's exactly right. And I would hope they would block me. Like, don't watch my content if you don't like me or my content. Like, why are you here?
Yeah.
I don't get that. I'm like, okay, get out of here.
I completely get that. No, thanks for that. I appreciate that. The like my favorite comedian is Ricky Gervais. I'm a big fan of the original The English Office, and I went to see him live a few times, and he says that every now and then he'll do some stand-up, or he'll be on a TV program and say something, or one of his shows he writes, there'll be a complaint to the BBC or Channel 4 or whoever, blah, 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 Ricky Gervais. And it's like, if you see me on the TV, just turn me off. If you see me, I'm doing a show down the road for you, don't come. Do you know what I mean? It's like, because like he's a comedian, so he kind of says he likes to give the audience the credit and the intelligence to know that this is a joke, guys. Don't be offended by this. But nah, I don't know, man.
There's nothing wrong with being offended. There's nothing wrong with being offending or offended. Like, you're not going to agree with everybody. It just is what it is. So I don't.
No.
Too many weak-minded people on this planet these days, and they just need to, as my parents would say, they need to man up and just move on with your life.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. Okay, so we just want to go into the last bit then. So in terms of the future, you pretty much, in some capacity, you're going to be collecting something for the next 5 years, 10 years, probably for the rest of your life. So
watches.
You're a watch collector. Ah, gotcha.
We're moving on that one. That was a 2022 start collection, and 2023, who knows where that's going? So we'll see.
Are you an Omega fan or?
I like Hamilton. I like Omega. I have a lot of Hamiltons just because they're started in the States and they have a history. I like the historical background of them more than the prestige of it, I guess, of like the Omega Rolex and that kind of stuff. Hamilton's based out of Pennsylvania here in the States, and supplied watches during World War I, World War II, that kind of stuff. And so I appreciate the military history. I'm big into military history, and so I'm kind of buying a pile of those at the moment.
Cool stuff. Yeah. I used to work in the UAE, and that's I only have one watch. I only bought one watch ever for myself, because years ago, I'm a big Bond fan, and my favorite Bond is actually Daniel Craig, and Bond fan since I was a kid. Me too. Thought they kind of did a Batman Begins with the whole revamp there. It kind of made it a bit more realistic, and I love Casino Royale. Yeah. And there's a scene, he's talking about his watch with it's Eva Green's character. And I remember researching the watch. There's Omega Seamaster going, oh my God, that's beautiful. Yeah. And one day, when I was living in Ireland, this is years ago, I definitely wasn't getting paid as much. And I went into the local mall and I was like, I want to buy a nice watch. I saw the price and I just kept walking.
Yeah, the Seamaster 300 is between $5,000 and $10,000, depending on which.
Depending on what model you get, yeah. And then I went and worked in the UAE, and kind of like, because I did 2 years there, and towards the end I was like, you know what, I'm doing this. So that was the one watch, the Omega Seamaster, and it's
nice.
It's a beautiful watch.
With the blue dial or black?
Blue dial. I can send you a picture, but yeah, it's the blue face on it. Yeah, because it comes with black face as well. Yeah.
Well, they've got a pile of them, but yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's a very simple watch, just as the date, and just I'll pass that on to someone when my time comes, if I still.
Absolutely. That's the good thing about watches. You don't have to worry about watches like with dust and pleather falling off. You can just buy a new band if you want to, or whatever. I enjoy, and I watch a lot of watch content. I'll just tell you what I watch. Watch repair videos just because they're freaking like ASMR entertaining. Chess. I watch a lot of chess videos, strategy. And I watch a lot of world war history, whichever war it happens to be. I just like history. So that's mainly I don't watch a lot of like pop culture content on YouTube. I watch it. I try to be learning something all the time. That's what I try to be doing. So yeah.
You kind of have a kind of a growth mindset, would you say?
Yeah. If I'm not reading a book, I'm watching content on some. I just spent like 3 weeks watching I don't know how many documentaries on World War I and II, and from different viewpoints of who started what, and that whole, and just different socioeconomic and all this stuff. And I don't know, I just like learning stuff. So yeah.
There's a very oh my God, the same guy who collects the watches is actually you get on very well with him, my friend John, and he's big into documentaries, and he was watching this a series of there's a Vietnam documentaries by it's made by this particular director who's just really, really good at doing documentaries, and he did this series of Vietnam documentaries, but it's supposed to be brilliant. I get the name of it. You've probably seen it already, but it's I'm not really describing this well, but it's supposed to be very good. Yeah.
I may have already seen it. I've seen a lot.
You maybe have Ken something. His name is the directors. I'll get it. Speaking of Vietnam, nothing to do with documentaries. I watched Tropic Thunder last night for the first time ever. I've never seen it before. Yeah, that was.
They won't make that movie. That movie won't ever be remade.
No, not at all. Not at all. No way.
It was entertaining as hell, though. That's for sure.
Not at all. Just the Jack Black and the Bat just cracked me up, man.
Oh yeah. It was great.
Yeah. I'd never seen it. Just that it slipped through the cracks. It did. So
I like Tom Cruise with his giant hands.
Yeah,
freaking giant.
Yeah, and it's good to see Tom Cruise not taking himself seriously. Like he was just really like just going for it. Did you see Maverick?
Oh yeah.
I thought that was. I had argued that that's the best film I saw in the cinema this year. I liked the Batman, but I just thought Maverick.
Maverick was way better. Yeah.
So good. Very, very impressed by it. So in terms of like, just seems we're still on the future here. So do you still have your DTOFs?
Yeah, I do. They're all full of lightsabers and helmets currently. Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah.
So you've obviously, a relative short time ago, you moved into a new space after doing that. Like I love the last collection video you did with all the different sections and stuff like that. But so now you're in a new space and you say it's 50% bigger.
Yeah.
Like, what is your vision for this room? Or even if you want to just go, what is your ultimate vision for your ultimate collection room, man cave, whatever you want to call it? What if you could just go, right, blank slate, this is exactly what I want? Because I know a lot of people are moducasing now, and people are getting out of DTOFs, and people are saying DTOFs too expensive. Some people are making their own stuff, and there's just any amount of different ways of doing this. So what's your vision?
So I went a couple different ways. When we first moved in here, I went and bought all kinds of stuff. I bought shelves, I bought cabinets, if you're part of my Death Star Facebook group, you probably saw photos of it. But I bought a lot of stuff and I took it back and just did that. I ended up doing a custom cabinet wall. It's 30 foot long. 30 foot long and 9 foot tall, or whatever that is. And I just did that whole wall, and it's not enough for the collection, so I'm getting ready to do another wall. But I'm going custom. I'm not doing modu cases. Nothing against modu case. It's just that's not for me. I wanted something that not a lot of people had, so I just figured I'd build it myself. So that's kind of where I went with it. I mean, not many people. I've got a brick wall of stuff. This is nowhere near done. I've got all kinds of shelves to add up here, but yeah, I went custom. I almost put in an order for modu case, and then I said, you know what? They're like, it's the thing to do, and if it's the thing to do, then it's going to be not the thing to do later, and I'm just going to skip that level and just go do something else.
And are you going to, like, when you say custom, like, are you going to physically build it yourself, or are you going to like get a company and custom get them to get them the designs and stuff?
No, they're here. It's 60% done already.
I see. I see.
Done. Yeah.
So we should see that kind of updated.
Somewhat soon. I mean, I'd say like it maybe like March-ish, because I'll end up changing my mind and I'll move something or I'll do whatever. But
yeah. Now if you're after saying Q1, like how people get annoyed if things don't arrive Q1, they Q2.
Is that a thing? People don't like missed deadlines? That's crazy. Because I just got a pile of emails that some deadlines have been missed. So
yeah,
whatever.
That's going around, man. Yeah, that's going around. You wouldn't want to be. I think in this hobby, if you're patient, you'll fit in fine, because you kind of have to it'll come eventually.
Do you? I mean, I don't even pay attention to release dates anymore, and that might be a product of YouTube. Like, because there's always something coming in, so it's not like product. If I was not doing YouTube and I didn't have that much product coming in on a weekly basis, then yeah, I might go, hey, where's my next? You got to get that adrenaline, hit.
Gotcha.
But at this point, if they delayed a one figure, then something else will come out from some other company, and that'll. So I don't really pay too much attention about it. I don't get salty about it, except for the end game Loki. That was ridiculous.
That was a long wait. Did you pick it up in the end? Did you?
No.
You didn't pick it up. No. Gotcha.
I'd moved on.
Yeah, I have a few floating shelves that I set up. They're like $5 in IKEA, and I've got them in like a pyramid. And all my endgame stuff, and I'm not a completionist. I pick and choose, but they're all endgame. And I've got one space left, and I really want a Loki because it's I don't have a Loki.
Yeah.
And I like plugins because I'm not a completionist. I'd like to get a figure that I could put this into my endgame display, but I could also put it back there at my Mark 6, and it would make sense. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So I have actually got it, but yeah, the hairline. We don't have to go down that rabbit hole. We know what
that doesn't bother me in the least.
Yeah.
Not in the least.
Really? You thought the head sculpt was okay?
0%. You put that helmet on, game over.
Yeah.
It's Loki.
Yeah. I think what it was is, I like when you can display figures in a few different ways.
I get it, but you don't have to do that with every figure, though.
Yeah, but I really liked, the look when he had the kind of mouthpiece on and holding the Tesseract. I actually thought that was kind of cool. Like, you can still do it, but... Yeah. No, I'm still looking forward to it. It should be arriving this week, and I am looking forward to having a Loki.
I'm more interested in the Loki show figures. I think those look really good.
Yeah, that head sculpt looks fantastic. In fairness, that is the very, very on point head sculpt. Just going to address a few chats here. Yeah. The Empire Strikes Again. What is your favorite IP, Ryan? Oh yeah, the documentary was Ken Burns. Apparently, that is a really good documentary.
Ken Burns. Yeah. I know Ken Burns. He did a long, like 900-hour Civil War series.
Right.
Favorite IP, Star Wars. I think that's easy.
Gotcha. Didn't even
Or
think
I
about
could
it.
say Futurama. Futurama would be up there too. So.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, you're a big a Futurama fan. I heard you mention it a few times.
Big time.
Ben Thomas, how are you, Ben? Good to see you in here in the chat, and excellent. I was chatting to him last night. Dan Dude, too kind. Thank you very much for the €5.99 super chat. Happy New Year, gents. Thanks for all the entertainment in 2022, and looking forward to 2023. Thank you, I appreciate that. Like and subscribe. Let's get Figure Focus to 2,000 subscribers in the next 5 minutes. Thanks very much, Singlet Songwriter. I do appreciate that. It's always humbling when people that you watched on other streams long before you were YouTubing are actually in your channel now. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad to be here.
The most disappointing figure that you buy? Mine's a DX02. It's gone. That was awful.
DX02. Okay, all right. Mine would be the I won't name said company, but the animated Clone Wars figures that were released in 2022.
Good call.
Biggest disappointment of 2022 in 6 scale.
Yeah.
And I because I was so excited to see, I wanted it to be amazing, so I overhyped it myself, and then here we are. So
yeah, I got that.
I didn't even finish. I didn't even put out a video for the second one. I didn't even bother. I was like, well, screw it.
Yeah, it's time you weren't going to get back.
No.
You actually, I rarely FOMO or get enabled, but you enabled me on the heavy infantry Mandalorian.
Ooh.
I was like, it looks great. I love the way, I think it was voiced by Jon Favreau. Come on, he gave us Elf.
Yep.
He gave us the in MCU, arguably the start of it anyway.
Yep.
The best Iron Man film, I think. And he gave us Mando. So I like the idea of having a Jon Favreau, but I was like, no, I can resist. That video straight up enabled me, and I was like, I'm glad I purchased it. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a second one and paint it black.
And why? Just cause. You just like the.
I just like it.
You have the idea. You just going with it.
Yep.
Empire Strikes Again says these super chats can now go towards your extension. They are very much appreciated. No one is obligated, but thank you. I do appreciate it. There, you'll fund my addiction. I mean, hobby. Sorry, it's a hobby. Of course, it's a hobby. So
same thing.
Yeah, same thing. I can quit anytime I want. All right, so sorry, just making sure you're still awake. What's the most exciting announcement that Hot Toys has made recently? Like, in say the last few months, that one that popped up that you were just like, yes, they've done this. Thank God.
Oh, Padme, no question. Padme.
Yeah. You don't even think. You just have. No. You're just like, yeah, this is the way it is.
Padme. I mean, we already have an Anakin. We got several Anakins, so we got another one. Great, whatever. And we got another Kenobi. That's great, whatever. Padme. Without her, there's no freaking Star Wars. Or you know what I mean? There's no Skywalker.
Yeah.
So
I teach biology. I know what you're getting at.
You know what I mean? So Padme, without a doubt.
Good stuff. So we're kind of coming towards the end. So the very last time, you know what's coming, but you can block your ears if you really want. The last one, the final focus question. If the house is on fire, touch wood, this never happens to you or anyone or in the chat, and it's completely realistic. If the house is on fire, you're going to run back up. Just humor me. If the house is on fire and you've time to safely grab 3 1/6 scale figures, what 3 are you going to grab? You can take a minute because.
Oh man, well, I could take 3 1/6 scale figures that I've got to take. All right, so K2SO for sure, because it's K2SO, so K2SO. That'd be 1. 2 would be probably Iron Man Mark 7.
Nice choice. Yeah,
probably grab that one. And Captain Rex.
Good stuff.
Captain Rex.
3 solid choices.
It would be very tough because they're nowhere near each other, so it would be a very tough challenge to go do. So maybe I should plan those 3 and keep them close together.
I remember I've had some chancers. I think it was Mario said something like I know it was Mario. Someone was like, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stuff him in the DeLorean and just grab the DeLorean. You know, it's like, well, why would you have a Darth Vader in the DeLorean? Like, I'm not sure who said it, but it was funny.
If you can get him to fit, I want to see that photo.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Pardon. Judy just wants to know, how often would you repose your figures?
Oh God. Oof. I would like to say there was, when I had more time, I would do it on a weekly basis, and I wouldn't do all of them, but I'd just randomly grab one and repost it while watching a movie or something. Unfortunately, these days I have zero time. Like I'm up at 5, 6 in the morning, and I go till there is no time. So, not very often. Not very often. And making posing videos for those of you guys that watch those take forever.
Yeah.
Forever. So
I can only imagine
whoever content creator makes posing videos, watch them, because the amount of effort it takes to make those, insane.
Yeah. So. Like I'd be watching, say, like, I know Iron Logan or yourself, and it's like, just from posing, a lot of time I'd pose a figure and I'd put it on the shelf, and it could stay like that for 6 months, maybe longer, because I like to pose. And sometimes I'll be like, I'm just going to put on a stream, have a beer, and repose, because I find that, it's a bit therapeutic, not for a video, just because I like doing it. Sure. But even with that, it's a lot of time. So, like, trying to make a video, and if you nail one pose and then go, I've got to take this apart now and put it, and you mightn't get it the same. Like, but
happens every day. Every day.
Yeah.
I'm going, damn it. Happens all the time. It's very frustrating. And then I got to remember what I did and go, okay, then I put it back. And but it is. The most recent I'll show this because we're here. This figure, which I'm currently working on. This is one that will never ever be reposed again, ever.
Frustration level.
It's ever reposed again, ever. Just not going to happen. So whoever's got this coming in, good luck. That's all I can say. Read the instructions, have a beverage, and just be prepared to yell and use obscene words. So just saying, be prepared. Yeah,
good stuff. So I don't want to take up too much time because we've gone about an hour, and we said I keep you an hour. So just want to address this. Rocketman Chris, you've been extremely generous. Please stop super chatting. It is greatly appreciated, but thank you. You're being benched. Drew Struzan. If you don't know his name, I'm sure you know his work. One of the most influential artists ever, from his original Star Wars posters to Back to the Future. Do either of you own any of his posters? I don't. The only poster I really own, well, there's 2 pieces of artwork there, but I have a movie poster from The Dark Knight that my friend got me when I turned 30, and that's a long time. That's only 10 years ago. And I kept it rolled up, and I said, when I own my own place, I'm going to get that framed. He was convinced I lost it. I literally only did that a few months ago and sent him a photo. He was like, I can't believe you kept that, and I thought you'd lost it. But no, it's not by Drew Struzan. What about yourself? Do you collect any posters, artwork? Or?
Yeah, I haven't had time to hang any, but I do have some already. In fact, I've got one right here. I'll show you. I haven't had a spot to hang it out on yet, but I do have some other artwork in storage. But this is one of my favorites. If I can get it up here, because I just haven't hung it yet. This is some original sketches from Clone Wars. Actually, there's artwork in there, and then outside are sketches of the characters. I think this is number 25 out of 250. I know the light's killing it, but
so it's numbered. There's only 250. That's a nice touch as well. So they have artwork, like sketches on the side as well as the actual.
Yeah, these are all hand drawn sketches. There's Obi-Wan and Yoda and Ahsoka, and they're all all the way throughout. It's probably one of my favorite pieces I've got in the collection, amongst some other things that just haven't made it to the house yet. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm making my way through Clone Wars. I'm on season 3, and I've been told it really starts to take off season 4, and I refuse to skip. I know you can go online and find the key episodes. I refuse to skip. I'm powering through because
it does make sense to watch it in chronological order. I would recommend that.
Yeah.
The first 2 episodes they were a little tough. They're a little tough.
Gotcha.
Or first 2 seasons.
We're going to pretty much finish it up there. So anyone in the chat who has been kind enough to tune in. Very much appreciate you giving us your time. If you like the content, please go ahead and like and subscribe to at 16figure focus on YouTube, obviously, and then at 16figure focus on Instagram. So Jedi or Brian, what's coming up on your channel?
So a pile of stuff. Obviously this frustrating piece of plastic is coming. It's beautiful, by the way. It's beautiful, but it's just frustrating. Guaranteed to annoy some people. So we've got I've got a third-party Batman coming, a Riddler. I've got the Mark 46 reissue, Civil War. We've got Quill. I just released a Chrome Mando vid. I'm doing a Chrome Mando posing video. So that's coming in the next week or so. I'll get that out. Yeah. And then what else? There's something else. Something else is here that I forgot. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Something else is coming. But Mando Chrome, the Chrome Mando posing video is probably the one I'm most excited about of the other ones coming out. But it's just going to take a lot of time. So.
Excellent stuff.
Oh, and I got a live stream with Justin next week, next Saturday, Friday, Saturday. One of the we haven't nailed it down yet, but next week.
Next weekend.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Excellent. Folks, obviously, thanks very much, Ryan, for giving up your time here. Greatly appreciated. I'm glad we could do this, and I'm glad you came on.
Man. Sorry it took so long.
Pardon?
Sorry.
No problem, man. No problem. I get it. You're moving and busy and stuff like that in life, and we get it. Thanks very much to everyone in the chat who has watched. If you like the content, subscribe, and if you don't. And hello, Graham. I just got in there before I hit the outro, so Graham, we'll see you again, folks. Thank you very much, and we are out of here. See you guys.